What's up guys? Welcome to Invest with a Purpose. Today's video is going to be about NIO. But before we get into the content, I want to remind you guys that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just my perspective and my prediction on what is going to happen with this stock in the future and a stock that I'm very interested in. I'd also like to remind you guys to drop a like on the video if you enjoy, and also subscribe to the channel for more information on stocks and just more content coming from me. Alright, let's get into the information. So first things first. What is NIO? NIO is an EV company based in China, which is the #1 EV capital and market in the world. And NIO is also the #1 company for EVs, so it's the #1 EV company in the #1 EV market. So it could be argued that NIO is the best EV company in the entire world. Something that has me super bullish on NIO is the fact that not only is it the #1 EV company in the #1 EV market in the world, it's also expanding into the #2 EV market of the world, being Europe. So it's going to be really big in expansion when it comes to it's controlling a big area being China and a big market being Europe. So it's really kind of taking over. And if it does, which there has been talks of it being moved to the US, if it's controlling China, Europe, and the US, this could really take over and be the #1 EV company by far in the market. The only thing that they're missing that Tesla has is Elon Musk and the society and social media of how we have here in the United States. Another thing that is making this super attractive is if you have been keeping up with the stock market, you know that in these last recent, month or so, it's been really choppy and it's allowed us a lot of opportunities to buy the dip on things that we are high conviction on. So being NIO, it was up at around $60, and we're gonna go over the analysis and chart this specific stock in a second. But it was at $60 plus just a couple weeks ago. And now it's all the way down to 40 something dollars, which like I said, we're gonna go over that in the charts. And I was thinking of CCIV, which is another EV company that was up to 60 and down to 20, but that's for another video. But NIO up at $60 has dropped a solid 30-40%. It's really crazy. So we're gonna jump into that actually right now.
Okay, so let's hop into this chart analysis real quick, just so I can show you guys a little bit what it looks like from the fundamental side of it with the charts and patterns and things of that nature, instead of just information that you can find on there about the company itself. So today it was a little bit choppy and it dropped about 2.7%. Nothing major, nothing too good, nothing too bad, but it was at highs of 45, 46 and as low as 43. And it kind of stayed down here. So anyhow, let's take a look at what it's been like on the 4-hour chart. So we can see some major support levels around here, which it kind of broke past, but at the same time rebounded off of that. We can also see like a previous pattern here where it went up and then we had the lower lows. And this is a bearish wedge where it's wedging upwards, but it's getting tighter as you get to the top, and then breaks out of the bottom wedge and drops down, and then retested the support many times. Tried to go up, hit the support. So then it consolidated within here, and then it broke above this box. And this, we can actually even extend this out some more here, and we can see that it kind of consolidated over here at that same support level as before. So hits a support here, comes up, breaks resistance, okay, and previous resistance act as future supports. Oh, sorry about that. Previous resistance act as new supports, which it showed over here. Comes up here, and as we can see, once again, we see a wedge going up, and then it forming kind of a triangle there, or a wedge, like I said. Breaks below the resistance, and then starts to downtrend. Consolidates again. As it consolidates, breaks below the lower resistance, and then starts to go down, right? So we can see a bearish wedge here though, where let's come from here, and we see it gets real tight down there, breaks above, right? And now it's uptrending. Now we can expect it to come down, maybe retest around here, but anywhere within here it looks like it'll be good. had a very hard bullish push over the resistance, and now it'll pull back around somewhere here and then push up to other resistance. The only thing that I can see is maybe at 50, where it's kind of hit right here at 46 or something like that. But the only resistance that we have besides right here at this 46 mark is maybe here at 50, and if it doesn't stop there, then it's going up to 55, 60, and even more than that. NIO is a very productive company, as we said, so we know about what NIO is as a company, and now this is just the fundamentals of it. It's wedging, breaking, following a pattern. Which also, as we can look at the RSI here, and we can see that it's been oversold for the last month or so, and it's a great buying opportunity. As it dips back again, we could probably expect to get in, like I said, around between $40 and $45 and ride it all the way up to previous highs of 65 bucks. So at about 50-60% potential profit, and it just looks really good.
Now let's look at how we can profit from this information that we've looked at with charts and just the overall picture of NIO. So our strike prices that we're looking at is right about right now, we're sitting around $45. $45 is not a bad spot, and to me, I think that it's good to get in at multiple times of the market. So our first strike price, where we put our first little chunk of money, let's break it up into thirds. First little chunk of money is going to be around $45, which is right now. Now our second strike price that we're going to have is going to be around $40. And if this stock somehow goes back down to $35, like how it was at the very bottom of this dip, put my last chunk of change on that, and we're going to be at 45, 40, and 35, and our average cost is going to be around $40 per share. And this will allow us to profit really high because we ride it all the way back up to at least $65 that it was before. So now we're looking at a big potential profit where we're going to see really big gains, and it's going to be really great. And an estimate on the time frame, I would kind of expect something around the next 2 to 3 months for this swing to happen. But honestly, NIO is such a great company that I would consider, and if I were anyone else, and I know a lot of investors are considering just holding this and buying and holding it as just a long-term play, not just a swing trade. You can literally hold this, buy it at 45. One day you'll look up, this is going to be over $100, $200, $300. My end price target for this is really high up there. Do your own due diligence, see what other people have to say about this stock, and see if it's for you and whether you want to hold it long or just for this current swing that we're in, where we can really profit and make a good chunk of change and a percentage. So in conclusion to all of that information, we could be looking at within the next 2-3 months as just a small swing position at a 50% profit, or 50% potential profit, I should say, where you could be looking at really getting about 50%. And if you really want to hold, you could really hold this for the long term, and not really about percentages or how much you can double your money, but as like a serious part of your investment portfolio that you're just holding for a long time. It's that good of a company. Speaking of investing in the long term and holding something and really believing in a company for a long time to just sit in your portfolio, drop a comment down below telling me what stocks you guys are holding and just holding for the long term. I'm curious to see what you guys are interested in, and maybe I'll make a video on some of the things that you guys are commenting down below and what you're holding for the long term, and even I can add onto my investment portfolio. Anyhow, that's all for today's video. Make sure you invest every second of every day with a purpose. And if you want to see more content from me, drop a sub and like on this video. See you next time. Later.